Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's time to talk about the weekend roundup. The weekend of football is over and done, and we've had a nice 3 days, including the Friday. Not many Friday games. There's a Blackburn game on Friday, but we'll talk about that in a bit. It's time to talk about the Premier League though, and all of those games, starting with the Manchester derby. Oh, it's been anticipated. I've been waiting for it for a while. I've been, we lost the first one in the season, Community Shield, then we won the one in the league with Ahmad saving us in that one, and my God, we could have done with a bit of Ahmad flair in that game. Both Manchester derbies, all three Manchester derbies game have been pretty dull affairs, and it kind of shows the state of both clubs right now. I know we're sat in 14th in the league or some crap like that, and 6th. I'm not off the top of my head. Come on, not too sure. But you could tell 0-0. It was just a bore affair. KDB treating it as his testimonial. He's not planning on playing another game for City. He's done now. He put out that statement and he's happy. He was just trying it from everywhere. Bruno running the park, being the best midfielder out there as he would be. Showing what he can do and showing what the rest of the team can, I guess. Casemiro tried a few of them balls as well. Didn't really work out as much for Casemiro, but he tried them, and I appreciate him. I appreciate trying. I appreciate the trying part. But the finishing was just awful all game. Mason, I'd probably say Xerxes had the best chance of the game. Edison made a good save from it. Mason Mount could have had the best chance of the game if he got his feet right. He got the shot off, but he went straight to Rico Lewis. It is what it is. But then also on the Sunday game was a very exciting time for us because Liverpool lost another game. Giving Arsenal fans a bit of hope. If they would have beat Everton, then it would have been we'll get to that in a second. Spoiler alert. I mean, you already know. But yeah, Fulham beating Everton, beating Liverpool. We'll go. Here we are. 3-2. Very happy to see that. It probably should have been 4-2. There's a penalty incident early on in the game where Kelleher tripped up Pereira, and then obviously Van Dijk ended up screening someone as well. And I'd say the Van Dijk one was, where's Van Dijk going to go? But the Kelleher takes him out. And they got so stuck looking at the Van Dijk part. Kelleher takes him out. He don't get the ball. What are you talking about? It's a foul. So it's just probably been 4-2. Iwobi, he had a great season, hasn't he? He actually has a great season. McAllister's goal was nice for Liverpool, but Iwobi's had a better game. Iwobi had a great game there. Liverpool tried, they digged in, but they set up shop. Fulham set up shop and went, 3-1 up at half time. We're going to sit back, relax, and see what you got for us. You ain't got nothing. Villa and Forest played each other, and I thought this would be. You know what? It should have been tighter. It should have been 2-2. It really should have been 2-2. Forest should have got a result out of it. Villa went 2-0 up thanks to a really nice goal. Well, really nice set-up goals from Tielemans. Obviously, Mount scoring one and Rodgers scoring one. Rodgers, man, what a player. Easily got to be putting himself in contention to be a massive part of Tuchel's squad in the near future, especially coming off that left side. People are arguing about that. It should be Rashford, should be God. It should be Rodgers. Rodgers does really well coming off that left side, despite being more of a centralised player. Sticking off the left, that's what it is. You need to stop thinking as Tuchel's system, and with Amorim as well. They're not wingers. They're 10s. These two 10s, and Rodgers would be perfect on that left-sided 10. Forest, once we were 2-0 down, kicked up a gear and went, no, we're going for this. We can get a result out of this, and tried getting a result out of it. And they should have got a result out of it, but no result out of it because Villa beat them 2-1. Spurs and Southampton played each other, and this went exactly how you thought it would. Spurs looked a bit shaky, but yeah, they won the game. They should win that game. Will they win another game this season? We'll wait and see if Spurs win another game this season. It could still not happen for them. Southampton, though, officially relegated, and they all need to do is get 1 point. They're 1 point away from not being the worst team in Premier League history. Well, 2 points away from being definitely not the worst team, and then that Derby team can still take the crown. But I do think the Southampton team might take the crown off them and be the worst. I mean, at least in double-figure points. Well done, Southampton. They got applauded off the pitch. Their own fans applauded them off the pitch. They got 10 points. What do you mean? Brendan Johnson had a great game. Jed Spence had a great game. And then Tell with that late penalty. It's a really poor penalty for Southampton to give away. When it's that close between them, and then just it was a really stupid penalty. It was an unnecessary penalty, and yeah, Spurs win the game 3-1. However, in the relegation zone, in a big tight fight of seeing where it's going to go, Ipswich and Wolves played each other, and this was a decider. This is something that's going to push the future, and sadly, it did not go the way I wanted it to go. It seems Ipswich will be going down because he got beat by Wolves. Wolves have stretched that gap further apart, and they've got a bit more breathing space now behind them. Ipswich have got a few games to turn things around, but I just don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to be the best of the bad bunch, yeah. and I do think they are going to be straight back up next year. Hopefully don't do a Leeds where, you know, keep them falling apart, which we'll get to that in a second as well. But yeah, Palmer had a really bad mistake as well from to give an indirect free kick. And I think I'll be thinking of, like, with the indirect free kicks, I don't get why they always take them like the way they do, where they pass it short and take the shot from short, it gets closed down quicker. I'd rather, like, edge of the box, smack them edge of the box. I know it gets, like, the distance closes it down, like, but I think there's more opportunity for the goal to go in from distance, if you get me, because I feel like it can just go through a few bodies, bounce through, get more power behind it. It's not just that when it's that close it gets blocked, and the way it gets blocked, the angle that it gets blocked at, it just goes straight over. So I really feel like in direct free kick should pass them a bit further back, let someone absolutely volley it. Like, they should have, like, I don't know, like, maybe had someone just roll it out to Strand Larsen edge of the box and let Strand Larsen absolutely bam it into the back of the net. Anyway, yeah, Wolves won the game. Ipswich looked the better team, but it's just the fact that Wolves have better players, and I do think if Ipswich manage to keep the team, manage to keep the project together, I think they will come straight back up next year. Two teams that probably don't deserve to be in the Premier League after their performance, like United and City, another 0-0, Brentford and Chelsea. Just want a bit more excitement, so a few more, saves in there. Brentford trying it and pushing it in the first half, not really getting them on target, not really threatening the goal enough, and then in the second half, Chelsea threatening Brentford's goal. Flecker made a good few saves. I'm sure Sanchez will be happy to keep a clean sheet, but it was a big rotation anyway for the Chelsea team as they've rested for the Conference League. For some reason, they've played the Conference League squad in the Premier League, and they've moved that out. Yeah, sure, Maresco, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat, pal. If you want to, put your strongest team against Leisure Warsaw and just swing your dick about, why not? Palace and Brighton played each other in a heated game. Oh my god, Mateta back with his boom, 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 and then that guy Wells equalising. But there's not much more to say on the Brighton side of things. I think it was mostly Palace talk that you want to go with here. Mateta back. Munoz with coming in late. He's really good at being in the right place at the right time, Munoz, and I enjoy him for it. Henderson with a great save towards the game. But the talking point was the fact that they showed it was a rivalry. They showcased that Crystal Palace and Brighton is an established Premier League rivalry. 3 red cards. Well, Gerhi, Nketiah and Van Hecke. And what I find funny is that Van Hecke was involved in all 3 red cards, obviously getting himself sent off, but also he got Gerhi's first yellow from Gerhi going into clumsy on him, and then Nketiah's second yellow, which got him sent off. 3 red cards. There's a mad one. Everton and Arsenal, obviously Arsenal chasing down the title. There's now 11 points behind, and it's going to stay 11 points behind because they drew 1-1 against Everton. It's a poor from Arsenal. It was a poor penalty to be given away, but they gave away a penalty, and it is what it is. Arsenal did look a better team, but just the injuries do not help them whatsoever, and I think they'll limp away with that 1-1 draw and be more focused on the Champions League game against Real Madrid, which I think they're going to get hammered in anyway. Champions League predictions came out yesterday, and you can see what I said about that. West Ham drawing 2-2 with Bournemouth, and it was just a messy game. It was a messy game. Evan Nilsson being classed recently, Focal getting up for West Ham, but it was just a messy game. That's the best way to explain it. Let's go to my team of the week. My team of the week is Flecken in net. Thought he had a great game, clean sheet, made some good saves. Diaz and Yoro, both keeping clean sheets, both having good defensive games. Diaz, I'd say, had a better defensive game, keeping United's attacker quiet, but it's a lot easier to keep United's attacker quiet than it is to keep City's attacker quiet. So yeah, both getting there. Robinson keeping Salah quiet, once again, not an easy task, so gets in the team. And Munoz getting a goal, getting a winner in a vital game. Definitely gets into the team. 3 midfielders, I've gone with Tielemans, who I said controlled that game. That first half against Forest, Tielemans controlled it. Bruno Fernandes controlling the game, being the best midfielder in Manchester Derby, gets into the team. And then Iwobi having a great game against Liverpool, goal and an assist. It was a bit of a dodgy assist. It was an FPL assist. It's not a real assist, but getting it anyway. Johnson with 2 goals, Evan Nilsson with 2 goals, and then Eze having a great game, creative game, putting pressure on Brighton constantly, and helping Crystal Palace to a win against their not local rivals, but rivals. On to the other leagues now. Let's talk about the Championship, where Burnley beat Coventry and ended up going top of the league now because Leeds are falling apart again. But people don't want Leeds falling apart. Sheffield United also falling apart because they lost 1-0 to Oxford. Leeds drawing 1-0 with Luton though is a really poor result. Both should be doing better than that, but let's see how far Leeds can drop. I want to see Leeds right down there. Sunderland getting close to Leeds as well, getting close to that top notch and pushing on as they beat West Brom, which is a massive win as well considering where West Brom are. Sunderland winning that game is massive. Plymouth beat in Norwich is huge for Plymouth, bad for Norwich. It probably drops Norwich further out of contention to be in the playoffs, and then Middlesbrough pushing themselves further towards contention for the playoffs by beating Blackburn, who once again fall further away from contention to be playing in the playoffs. I think Borough might stand a good chance of getting there this year. On to the La Liga, where Sevilla get beat by Atletico Madrid. It was a big game for them. Valencia beating Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. That is really poor from Real Madrid, but I can imagine you probably rested a bit in anticipation for that game against Arsenal at the Emirates. And then Barcelona with Real Betis 1-1, leaving the Liga quite open at the top. And still a lot to be decided. I think it's getting close right now. Let me just check how close that actually is. La Liga is... it's actually further... I thought we had a big drop off there. No, it's actually Barcelona running away from it. 7 points clear off Atletico Madrid, 4 points clear off Real Madrid. A lot to be talked about there. St. Pauli in the Bundesliga drawing 1-1 with Gladbach. Dortmund back on winning ways with a 4-1 win against Freiburg. Leipzig beating... Hoffenheim 3-1. Werder Bremen beating Frankfurt 2-0 right before Frankfurt have to play against Spurs, which is a positive one for Spurs. And then Bayern beating Augsburg 3-1. Harry Kane getting another goal in that one. Ligue 1 saw Marseille beat Toulouse 3-2. PSG beat Angers 1-0. I imagine once again rested well for their game against Villa, where they don't have a game in between it either. Lyon beating Lille 2-1, and the Brest beating Monaco 2-1. Changes things up for that Champions League chase. We'll see how that goes, but still a few more games to go in the season before that is decided. On to Serie A now. Obviously waiting for the Napoli game to happen on tonight, but Monza getting beat 3-1 by Como. Parma drawing 2-1 with Inter is a bad result for Inter. It opens the gap a bit more to be closed upon and chased down for that title. AC drawing 2-1 with Fiorentina is a good result for both teams really there. I think they both walk away with a happy. No one took too much damage there. Lazio beating Atalanta 1-0. It's poor from Atalanta. Atalanta have dropped so far off right now. And then Roma drawing 1-0 with Juve. Juve's odd, weird season. Actually being overtaken by Bologna as well from that. That is going to be the end of the video, guys. If you like the video, obviously like, see more, subscribe, because more on the channel every single day. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully I do catch you next time. Cheers.